You guys are also playing with a little bit of different energy. On Monday, it's probably going to be the biggest game of the year against LA. You guys need the dub. What type of energy can these Seattle fans expect from y'all?
The same energy that you guys give us every night. So we're going to come out here and play hard.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you, guys.
The president of the WNBA Players Union just signed with a rival basketball league while she's supposed to be negotiating the most important contract in women's basketball history. Nneka Ogwumike made that announcement 2 weeks ago, and it sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Now, the league has come back with an offer that would pay some players over $1 million for the first time ever. But there's a catch. And it's the same problem that's been hanging over these negotiations for months. The clock is ticking down to November 30th. And if they don't figure this out, the entire 2026 season could be in jeopardy. Let me explain what's happening here, because this is more complicated than just a salary dispute. A collective bargaining agreement, or CBA, is basically the rulebook that governs how a professional sports league operates. It covers everything from how much players get paid to how free agency works, what benefits players receive, how long the season runs, and dozens of other details that affect the daily lives of everyone involved. The current WNBA agreement was signed back in January 2020, and the players had the option to opt out early.
Since the team selections for the All-Star game are selected instead of being East and West, you guys get to play against each other.
I'm sick. I'm not guarding her.
It's going to be fun. How do you guys look at that?
I don't want to.
They did exactly that in October 2024, which means both sides have been working on a new deal for over a year now. The original deadline was October 31st of this year. When that date came and went without a deal, both sides agreed to a 30-day extension, pushing the deadline to November 30th. That's this Saturday. If they don't reach an agreement, the league can't hold its expansion draft for the 2 new teams joining next year. They can't conduct free agency, where most of the league's veterans need to sign new contracts. They can't even hold the 2026 draft. Everything stops until they figure this out. So, what's actually in this new offer? According to reporting from the Associated Press, the league's proposal would dramatically increase salaries across the board. Right now, under the current agreement, the maximum salary for the league's biggest stars is around $249,000. The new offer would raise that maximum to more than $1.1 million per year. And here's the important part. That maximum would be available to multiple players on each team, not just one superstar per roster.
2 minutes remaining in the half. 2.
For younger players, the changes would be even more dramatic. The current minimum salary is about $66,000. Under this new proposal, players with 0 to 2 years of experience would start at a minimum of $220,000. That's more than triple what they make now, and it's actually higher than the current maximum salary. Players with 3 or more years of experience would see their minimum jump to over $460,000. The league is also saying that all of these numbers would increase each year over the length of the agreement, giving players built-in raises as the deal progresses. On paper, this looks like exactly what the players have been asking for. These are massive increases, the kind that would fundamentally change what it means to be a professional women's basketball player. But here's where things get complicated. The Players Union isn't just asking for higher salaries. They're asking for a completely different system for how those salaries are determined. Under every CBA the WNBA has had, including this new proposal, salaries increase by a fixed percentage each year. Right now, that's 3% annually.
Skylar said it best. My Shayla. My Shayla. It is going to be weird. Like, I'm playing against my UConn teammates and my Seattle teammates. Like, it's funny how that worked out, but maybe this is like the universe telling me that I need to meet new people and make new friends, I guess. I don't know.
The salary cap goes up 3%. Maximum salaries go up 3%. Everything moves together in lockstep. The problem, from the player's perspective, is that this system has nothing to do with how well the league is actually performing. The WNBA could double its revenue, and player salaries would still only go up by 3%. The players could pack arenas across the country, break television ratings records, and drive merchandise sales through the roof, and their compensation would be completely disconnected from that success. That's what Nneka Ogwumike was talking about when she told reporters that the league's offer is basically the same system they have now, just with bigger numbers. The union wants what's called revenue sharing, where player salaries are tied directly to league revenue. Right now, players reportedly receive about 9% of all league revenue. Compare that to the NBA, where players get between 49 and 51% of basketball-related income. That's the model the WNBA wants, where as the league grows, players automatically benefit from that growth without having to renegotiate a new CBA every few years. The league's position, as explained by Commissioner Cathy Engelbert before the 2025 finals, is that they want to balance substantial salary increases with the long-term viability of the league. She's mentioned that they need to make sure the league remains attractive to current owners and potential new investors, especially as they're planning to expand. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver weighed in recently too, saying on the Today Show that WNBA players can expect a big increase in this round of negotiations, and they deserve it. But he also said that talking about revenue sharing the way the NBA does it doesn't quite work for the WNBA because there's such a difference in the amount of money the two leagues generate. Now, here's where things get really interesting and really complicated. While these negotiations have been going on, a new league called Project B announced that it's planning to launch in November 2026. This isn't some small startup operation. It's backed by some serious money, including reportedly investment from Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The league is promising salaries that would reportedly reach around $2 million per year for top players, along with equity stakes in the league itself. They're planning to operate during the WNBA offseason, running from November through April, with teams traveling to major cities across Europe, Asia, and the Americas for tournament-style competition. 3 weeks ago, Nneka Ogwumike, who again is the president of the Players Union and is directly involved in these CBA negotiations, announced that she had signed with Project B. She told the Associated Press that it was about maximizing her earnings during the short window of her playing career, and she emphasized that players having these kinds of opportunities outside the WNBA has always been the case. A week later, Phoenix Mercury star Alyssa Thomas became the second player to publicly join Project B. The league's chief basketball officer, Alana Beard, told reporters that multiple other all-WNBA players have also signed contracts, though they haven't been announced yet. This puts enormous pressure on the WNBA negotiations from multiple directions. On one hand, it shows that there's serious money interested in women's basketball, which supports the players' argument that they're underpaid. On the other hand, you have the president of the union and multiple vice presidents, including Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, who co-founded the Unrivaled League, all involved with competing basketball ventures. Some league sources have questioned whether this creates a conflict of interest, where union leaders might have incentives that don't perfectly align with reaching a deal with the WNBA. The timing here matters too. The WNBA just had its most-watched season in network history. Regular season broadcasts averaged 1.3 million viewers on ESPN, up 6% from the year before. The 2025 finals drew 1.5 million viewers across 4 games. Game 1 of the finals was the most-watched finals opener in 28 years, with 1.9 million people tuning in. The league is expanding to Portland and Toronto for 2026. They've got a new media rights deal kicking in soon. By every measure, women's basketball is experiencing unprecedented growth. But none of that matters if they can't get this agreement done. Without a new CBA, everything stops. The expansion draft was supposed to happen soon, where the new Portland and Toronto teams would select players from existing rosters. That can't happen. Free agency, where nearly every veteran in the league needs to negotiate a new contract, can't proceed. The 2026 WNBA draft, where college stars would join the league, can't be held. The league has publicly said they want to avoid any work stoppage or delays that could damage the momentum they've built. So what happens next? Both sides have less than 2 weeks to bridge this gap. The players have said they can terminate the extension with 48 hours notice if they feel negotiations aren't progressing. The league has described its offer as highly lucrative and designed to bring negotiations to a quick conclusion. Multiple sources around the league have called it substantial and unprecedented in terms of the salary increases involved. But the fundamental disagreement remains. The players want a system where their compensation grows with the business, where they share in the success they help create. The league is offering significant pay increases, but wants to maintain control over how the salary structure works year to year. It's the classic tension in any labor negotiation. How do you divide up the money, and who gets to decide how that division changes over time? The alternative leagues add another layer to this. If top players can make $2 million playing overseas during the offseason, what does that mean for their willingness to accept the WNBA's offer? Does it give them more leverage, knowing they have other options? Or does it create urgency to lock in a good long-term deal with the league that's been the foundation of professional women's basketball in America for almost 30 years? This is one of those situations where everyone involved says they want the same thing, a thriving league that properly compensates its players, but they can't agree on how to get there. The next week and a half will determine whether they can find that middle ground or whether we're headed for the first work stoppage in WNBA history. What do you think? Should the players hold out for revenue sharing, or is the massive salary increase enough to get a deal done? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed because however this plays out, we'll be covering it right here.